Hey guys, I'm Adam from upstate New York, Syracuse, New York. I am a designer. I design my face off every single day. That is when I'm not teaching. I'm a college professor at Ithaca College in upstate New York, and I also teach graphic design, branding, and advertising. I fucking hate the font Papyrus. Please, I hope nobody in here ever uses it ever again in their life. And what else am I supposed to say?
Pitch.
Oh, pitch. All right, so I'll give you a pitch. Unlike Ray, I hate owning an automobile. I think it's one of the worst investments that you can ever make, and every time I take it in to get work done, whether it's a dealership or a mom and pop place I go to, I always feel like I'm getting ripped off. I feel like when I walk in the door, they're getting at least 500 of my hard-earned dollars. I do not like that. I'd like to create some sort of reverse auction system where I can go on and say, hey, I have a 2003 Jeep, I need brakes, and then let the service people come to me and basically bid on that job. It could work for parts too, if I just need to buy parts, because I feel like the car dealerships, they provide me with the parts, but they also mark them up. There's probably cheaper places I can buy them from. What else? It's great to have the history and see all the bids that went in and the work that was done in the past, because then again, if I need brakes and some place is telling me $500 and I see that everybody else in my city got it done for 300, something's probably a little bit off there. Don't have a name for it, maybe the idea sucks, but if you can give me some feedback, that'd be great. So Adam, designer, I hate Papyrus, and I'd love to help you guys out.
My name's Curtis Klein. I'm from Tulsa, Oklahoma. My technical background is in network engineering, web ops, and that kind of thing. I worked for a startup back in 2000, 2001. My idea is small business owners are struggling with the credit application process. So the idea is RepCheck. RepCheck will be an online productivity tool that will help small businesses manage that credit application process. So we'll give them many more tools, hopefully, to make a good credit decision rather than one that's based on limited information. The major player in the space is Dun & Bradstreet. Dun & Bradstreet's been around for a long time, and what we want to do is disrupt them in the small business space where they're the most vulnerable. That's it. That's what I got.
My name is Dave Casino. My background is back-end programming. I've been programming since late 90s, where I started my own high-frequency trading company, just build algorithms for trading really, really fast. I'm back in the consumer internet space now, and my latest project is thunderclap.it. It's a social media flash mob type thing. You can check it out. I want to offer my skills, offer my services, back-end development, Python, Ruby, and really psyched to be on the bus with you guys.
My name is Greg Ross Monroe. I am a third-generation programmer. My uncle was a programmer, my mother is a programmer, my grandfather was a programmer. I am not here to write code today, though. I would rather not. I'm a designer as well. I can do some design stuff. I have an MBA and a Master of Science in Entrepreneurship and Entrepreneurial Finance, so I can do pivot charts, which are really cool. I am originally from South Africa. This accent is not fake. I do not do it just to impress the girls, but I do it to impress the girls. I have a number of pitches. Digital publishing app. One of the big problems that I think that we have is with the newsstand. There is a very difficult way to get your stuff in if you're just a designer. It costs like $6 grand a month if you want to do something good. Why not just build one app that has a good subscriber system, back-end service where you upload a PDF, we inject a full-page ad into your subscription, into your publication every 3 or 4 pages, and we do a revenue split with you. I want to start a religion. So I think that there's a lot of people out there who are kind of secularists / Buddhists / Unitarians. So I think they don't really have a lot of places to go. So why not build a religion around an app? Have an app that's a subscriber-based app. Get the gurus to come and give a weekly sermon to the people who are subscribed, and they can touch base, they can chat on the forums, they can post questions. If they pay a premium, they get a weekly check-in with a guru. Something that'll never work, but I'd like to just tell you about it anyway, is a reverse social media network where you're friends with your doctors. People are not in control of their health records. I say when you go to the doctor, they fill out the form, they take the x-ray, whatever it is, they scan it, they fax it to whatever, and it ends up on like Facebook-style wall. And then you're friends with that doctor. Other doctors who you have can see what your records are, to see what your x-rays are, and then what you do is that incentivizes doctors for actually giving you better care. Last one, fridge door. You take photos of tickets, you crop the edges of them, you take photos of your friends, you basically make a scrapbook. All you do is you just take them, they're time-stamped, and they get uploaded to a long-running fridge door, basically. So you can kind of see all the things you've done, all the tickets you've collected, virtual scrapbooking, and I think it would be kind of fun. That's it. Thank you very much. I'll be here all week.
My name is Greg Svitak. I'm from Cleveland.
I was on the 2011 bus, and I was a part of an amazing team called StartupBus, and that team ended up winning the 2011 competition. So in 2012, I ended up being the conductor of the Boston bus, and we didn't end up winning anything, but we also didn't end up losing any buspreneurs anywhere, and only one of them got arrested. True story. So I feel like it was a mission successfully accomplished. I am absolutely enamored by Curtis's idea, and I'm hoping to be a part of the team, which is the rep checker idea. As you generate a user base of people using your app on a daily basis, well, how do we monetize this? Now we have I don't know, millions of people using this app, but how do we get money out of this? And if you're thinking that advertising is your answer, then you may want to think twice about that. Sell merchandise. We know that we can sell merchandise on the web, and we do it well. We have not tried to sell merchandise on apps. The pitch is really simple. Build an SDK built on top of an API provided by Spreadshirt or anybody else that can be integrated into your app with a few lines of code and is fairly templated and standardized. So that's the pitch that I have. If anybody wants to work on it, I can give you a lot of feedback. And CalorieCon will probably be your first client if you actually really consider building this. And that's probably all I had. So thank you, everybody. Thank you so much.
I am incredibly excited to get to use this microphone.
So I was on the 2011 San Francisco StartupBus on a little team named Bouncer. We were the first and possibly only team to have a launch party, which I'd like to see that record destroyed this year. I wanted to bring something else from the 2011 StartupBus here, which was, it's really easy to drag energy. The more you're coding, the more you're working. Wi-Fi isn't working, cell phone network isn't working. So anytime your team makes any minor milestone whatsoever, you should just start cheering for no reason whatsoever, and everyone else on the bus to start cheering. And we did that on our bus, and we always had high energy, and it was always awesome. We have an idea that we're working on already called RepCheck. It's going to disrupt an industry giant in a credit checking space where there's only a monopoly instead of a triopoly like in the personal credit space. So come talk to us if you're interested in that and you haven't heard about it yet already. And thank you, Ray. Woo!
Hi everybody, I'm Javier Ayala. I'm from Monterrey, Mexico. Last year I was part of the Mexican StartupBus, and even though we have a lot of problems with the bus and with the internet connection and also with the electrical plugs, I did have a great time riding with them. And I'm really excited being here. My skills primarily front-end and also back-end development. I don't have a pitch. I'll be part of the RepCheck team. Let's get to it. Thank you.
Hello, beautiful people. I have an idea that I'm very passionate about, and I want to share it with you. Agile project management platform for social good. And allows people who are passionate about something and making a difference to connect with other people who are also passionate about that. People who have big tasks that they want to do, this platform allows them to find other people who have the skill sets that they need and be able to take big projects and break it down into single blocks. Fundraising, feeding homeless, community events, put rallies together, petitions, bigger global causes, and you could collaborate with people all over the world for a greater cause. The vision for this that I have is simplify and organize social causes that change lives for a greater good.
Oh, hello everybody. Hang on to this. My name's Kevin. I was on the Tampa bus in 2011. All of us have great ideas where we can all make money. I think this idea is probably going to make the most money. It's big. All your devices out there, all your washing machines, all your dishwashers, your cars already do it, Coke machines, they all have logic built into them. What we need to do is put a wireless device on there that talks to that logic, and it sends the logic up to a website. So here's the idea. GE has a dishwasher. It breaks. It's in my house, it breaks. It throws me an FE code on the display. I gotta go to Google, look it up. It says, oh, go replace this part. I go replace that, buy that part, replace it, they ship it to me, I put it in, and I'm good to go. No, 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 no. The machine throws an FE. It's gotta send it out through the wireless device, up to the server. GE gets an email, hey, your model 27 through an FE. This guy needs this part. They turn around, call me, send me the part here, or we'll have a service agent come out and put it in for you. I created 2 revenue streams for GE, selling parts and the service call. I can give them a third one. As the data goes out from the machine, I'm also collecting power usage. I'm collecting all kinds of information, a bunch of metadata that I'm putting up there. Now I can tie that to my electric bill, right? Now I know what that machine is costing me every day. Now GE can now turn around and say, it's cheaper for you to buy a new machine because your machine's 10 years old and here's how soon you can have it paid off. Now I can sell a washing machine as well as service calls. All we're doing is making a little device that we put in all the machines. It's a wireless card that talks to their logic. So what you have to build is drivers for a couple different options. That's a $1 billion idea. That's what the investors want. The name of that is WIDE.
My name's Jon Hartman. I've done small companies, startups. I currently work for the Home Depot's e-commerce division. Last year I helped Team Bumper Crop from Florida come in second in the competition. So this year, thing I'd like to try and work on, an idea to help people that are trying to move up in their careers. You know, I myself have a certain skill set, front-end development, but if I wanted to pivot that, how do you identify the skills you need to pick up to move into a new arena? So I'd like to pull in information from like LinkedIn, different places, and create a kind of profile for you, kind of like in an RPG where you can see where you can go from here, right? I have these skills, I need to get 3 more ranks in accounting before I can pivot to do venture capital. Thank you.
My name's Justin. I was on the first bus. I put together a team called Dorm. We won the first bus. I quit my job in December, and so now I don't do very much at all, which is awesome. I don't have many tangible skills in an early stage startup, which is not as awesome. I'm working with the non-subscription team. David and I were pitching around an idea that if anyone wants to steal, I would love for you to steal it. Oh, the check cashing industry, that is the un- and underbanked. There are 70 million people a year who access check cashing services, and it counts for $40 billion in fees. A lot of those people then send that money back to their parents in India and Mexico and the Philippines. It's another $118 billion in fees. Right now it involves going to a corner store or a Western Union on payday, which means there's a long line, and it sucks. Those of us who have Chase or Bank of America have that really fancy smartphone app where you take a picture of your check and it just ends up in your account. You don't have to do much. Well, why can't we do that for the un- and underbanked and just take that paycheck and preload it onto a prepaid card, and so they immediately have access to the funds from an ATM. For those who are trying to send money back home, you just send them a prepaid card and you say, I want 50% on my card, 50% on their card, and your mother back in India just goes to an ATM and can take out money from an ATM right then and there. I don't want to do this because there's regulation and it'll take 3 months to get clearance, and I don't want to spend 3 months on something. There are SDKs and APIs to do this, and you're just smashing up a bunch of them in a regulated space. If you feel like doing that, there's a bunch of smoke and mirrors that you can do to demo really nicely, and come and talk to me. Otherwise, nom noms forever.
I'm Kyle Eschenroder. I was on the the Florida bus, 2011. I used to trade commodities, and now I don't. I just published my first book, Self-Made You, with Will Mitchell, and I got a copy yesterday, so come look at it. Thanks, guys.
I'm Ramiro Fidalgo from Mexico. The idea I have is an application, a mobile application, that reminds you when to take your pills. It's called MedCheck. I had cancer 5 years ago. I survived. Woo! And when I was taking chemos and all that stuff, I needed to take like 15 pills in order to be good health. I would love an app that would do that for me. And also there is a huge market for it, because I think if you give something good to all the people, you're gonna get a great customer base. So MedCheck, if you want to join me, I will be grateful. Thank you very much.
Stuart Adams. I live in DC now, but before that I lived in Louisiana, Mississippi, Florida. Last year I was on the Louisiana StartupBus. The app that I like to pitch is called Yank, and with the iPhone there's a bunch of safety applications out there that tell you a way to alert an official, a police officer, or you may be a local school police. If you have your phone on your shoulder and you're running, you know, you could yank the headphone jack out and it automatically sends an alert to your ICE number, your emergency contact information. And so it's kind of like when you're on a treadmill, what's your safety mechanism? That cord that you pull and it stops the treadmill. So it's the equivalent for the phone, and it uses the headphone as your, when it pulls out to send your alert. So thank you.
My name's Will. I own a marketing agency and a blog for entrepreneurs and marketers. So the idea I'm going to pitch is basically, it's a hardware-based idea, which is a little bit different for StartupBus, but I want to create basically eye tracking software down to the point where I can track how many people look at me per day or in any given time. So say like right now, you know, I can see obviously a good amount of eye contact, so that would indicate good engagement. So with this software, if I had that on right now, I could go through and see exactly which parts of this you guys stopped engaging. I can see which part you started to re-engage, things like that. I'm sure a ton of girls would love to, you know, A/B test basically their outfits and see how they get the most looks walking down the street and things like that, you know.
Thanks, Will. What's the name of this?
We can just call it Eyes for now. Eyes.
How do you want to spell it? I-E-S? E-I-S?
Whatever you think's best.
E-Y-E-S?
Yeah, that's good.
I, just the letter only?
My name is Fernando. I'm originally from Colombia, but I flew in from Finland. Go figure. The idea that I came today with, I would just kind of give it a working name of my news box. I've been using lots of different apps lately to occupy what is white space. When I would not be able to pick up my phone, when I'm driving, when I'm maybe doing the dishes, when I'm cooking, maybe when I'm in the shower. Lately, I've been listening a lot to a newsreader application. So I've been listening to some of my favorite news from magazines or newspapers or blogs read to me by the app. And I was just thinking, there's one essential flaw with that app that I've been using, and it is that as soon as you want to interact with the application, with the content that you're receiving, that you're consuming, it actually requires you to use your hands. So I was kind of thinking of introducing some sort of voice controls to that sort of interaction. If any of you guys want to bounce ideas about it later on, great. If not, then I'm also here to have a little bit of fun, and I'm happy to contribute to anybody's ideas. So let's talk about it a little bit later. Thanks, guys.